So one of the tests to find out if baby's fast asleep, I call it the arm drop. So I pick the arm up and I let it drop. She's given me a tiny bit of resistance, but she's workable. So if the arm drops and they don't yank it back, they're well into sleep. So I'm just gonna peel the nappy back. I'm gonna go and put her on the beanbag. I do have my wee catcher. This is an old blanket and it's really fluffy. So if I do need to clean anything up, it's not gonna scratch baby. But yeah, I keep it on hand just in case. You little squeaker. And I talk to the baby as well when they're there. I call myself a nasty lady because, let's face it, who wants to be moved when they're fast asleep? And they can be a bit grumpy. Always mention to the parents as well that babies sometimes make a noise when they're being moved. It's not that we're hurting them, it's just their way of saying, get off. And let's face it, if you were being moved when you were asleep, you'd want to punch somebody. So I can't blame them for having a bit of a squeak. But if we were hurting them, they'd really wake up, eyes open, and be screaming. So sometimes they can have a bit of a scream while they're fast asleep as well. So, oh, look where she's got her hand. It's just so cute. So I'm just going to bring her hand underneath her face. So she's lying on her hand, and that is just the most adorable thing, sweetheart. It's always a good idea to try and get the fingers flat. You do get newborns, however, that just want to make a fist, and no matter how many times you try to smooth their fingers out, they just don't want to know. And to be quite honest, unless you are entering that photo into a competition, I wouldn't be too worried about it, purely because parents aren't really going to care whether the fingers are screwed up or whether they're flat. We as newborn photographers always care about that, but if it's not going to happen and you're going to wake the baby and disturb the baby when doing it, then don't worry about it. I'm just putting one of my lovely wraps from Sally underneath the blanket at the back of the baby, and this is just to support baby so they can't roll back. So, and then smooth the blanket out as well. Shh. She loves to have that hand just up by her face. So I'm bringing her feet back to cover her bits up because we don't want those on. And mum and dad don't want to see that unless they want to terrify her when she's older and she brings her first boyfriend home when she's around about 40, yeah? Yeah. And then they can get the baby pictures out. And I'm sure we've all got them from when we were kids, when we were in the sink completely naked. I know my mum brings that ones out every so often. So the next stuff that I'm doing is just underneath the feet. This keeps the feet raised and drops the knees, so it covers the bits. Ideally, I'd like the feet back there. She's holding it quite cute. And I could do with a camera, please. So she's just tipping forward a little bit, so I'm gonna just pop a wrap just underneath to bring her up slightly. Thank you. So we are shooting tethered, so you should be able to see what I'm shooting. Please bear with us if it does go wrong. This is, after all, live. So my settings were ISO 100, 4.0, so I'm just changing those on the camera, and 1/25. What I am going to do is grey card the image as well. So I'm just going to take a quick one with the grey card. So it doesn't have to be perfect. And I've got no trigger on, that might help. That's it. Sorry about the beep, we can't turn the beep off. There we go, let's have a look. Yeah, I'm just checking to see if the lighting's right on us. So we've got a nice little butterfly underneath there. And I've got the grey card in there so I can adjust the white balance later. Okay, so I can take that away now. She looks absolutely cute with her hand up there, so I don't want to move it at the moment because she looks adorable. What I say to do is take your essential shots first. So before you try and refine the pose, get your shots in there, because babies can wake up at any time. So rather than trying to put a sleeping baby down and trying to get the perfect pose, the first bit you do won't be perfect, but take it anyway, because then if that baby wakes up, you've got something for the gallery, rather than spending 20 minutes trying to get the baby into the perfect pose and then baby wakes up screaming and you've got nothing. So always take some photos first. Keep her hand there. That's it. She's got a little tongue poking out. So I'm just going to move back a little bit. Beautiful. So I like to take different shots of this setup first. So from the front, from above. The great thing about flow posing is you can take lots of different shots from one pose. I'm just going to move my light around a little bit. Hang on. Perfect. So they haven't got to be, bang on every time, but this is before we refine the pose. Beautiful. So then what I'm going to do, we've got a nice selection of images there. We can go close in with the eyes and the lips, and she's got a little tongue sticking out, and toes. So I'm just going to do that now. And again, that helps to bulk the gallery out. And so ideally I'd have a macro on for this. Oops, a bit close. But the good thing about this camera, which is a D750, is I can crop in quite close. Perfect. So now I'm going to refine the pose. I'm just going to move that nappy out of the way. Thank you. It's just been past my macro. We do those in a minute. So now we're going to go from this pose, which is just a basic sleepy pose, to the angel pose. So both hands underneath her head. So I'm just going to bring her around. If she looks like she's going to move, you can gently put some weight with your other hand on her legs or use your arm. This is where we could do with about 6 hands. And it just stops her throwing her legs out and keeps them nice and close together. And then if you gently hold them in place, they relax into the pose. And you can also do a little bit of jiggling and lots of shushing. And then the trick is taking your hand away without them jumping. So she's moved her hand. We're going to try that again. Shh. Shh. And also in this heat as well, the babies can get quite sticky and you can get quite sticky and you can get stuck. Shh. So this blanket that I'm using is a mohair one. So one thing you have to be aware of is that babies can get the little fibres wrapped around fingers and toes. So always warn parents when you're giving them back to check. And obviously with little boys, they've got a little bit extra. We don't want any amputations. So do just be aware of that. So now we've got her into the angel pose, and she looks just like an angel. Again, you can go through and you can do the exact same shots again. And again, that's giving you another pose from basically not moving them that much.